nice hat.
Hey, a hat.
Hats off! Get the hats! Get the hats!
Hats. You'll need hats.
We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Well-Hatted Cinema Club. I'm Eric, joined as always by my incredibly handsome co-host. Give it up for Micah and Brian. Look at these guys, man.
What up?
Oh my, what's good, boys? It feels like summer is turning a corner here. It's getting real warm, and we're inside talking about movies and Euphoria. Every week, videos go up on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Mike is doing a great job with our channel. Go check it out. Last week, we were talking about I Love Boosters and the penultimate episode of Euphoria.
Yep.
Week before that, we had a good friend Zach on the pod talking about Obsession. Brian's gone ahead and put up some TikTok, some short form content on our Instagram and TikTok from that episode. Go check out our social media at Well-Hatted Cinema Club.
Yeah.
But guys, this week, I've been told to stop hitting my table, but Brian chose our movie of the week, so I'll kick it over to Brian. What did we watch this week, Bri?
Whoa! May Horror Movie Month is over now. Pretty good. I would say 3 out of 4 is not bad. We watched Backrooms, which is Kane Parsons' directorial debut. It's based on wait, what's so funny, Micah?
I'm sorry. Backrooms. It was taking place in Boston.
I was like, what? What did I say now?
City.
So Door City down here. So Backrooms is an A24 horror movie directed by Kane Parsons, who was one of the original. He had an original web series based on the original creepypasta post that he made on Blender on YouTube. That was very popular. POV found footage series. I don't know if he didn't write it. I'm blanking on the name of the screenwriter. But this one basically follows a man in therapy, a troubled man who owns a furniture store, who finds a different reality, a secret room in the basement of his furniture shop, the Backrooms. And something's off about what's back there. And the adventure from there continues. So this is a very popular kind of like internet. This is an internet horror story that's been around since the dawn of time, 10, 15 years. Started with just an image about kind of no clipping out of reality. You're in the back rooms. There's talks about entities. This is based, though, on what Kane Parsons' vision of it was, not these Robloxers, which we'll come into later. We'll talk about a little bit because some people were on a little more lore out of it. I thought it, but my initial thoughts, I thought this was great. I think coming up off of Obsession was a tough bid for them, but I think they created a really unique horror experience. But I'd love to hear your guys' opinion first. Micah, go ahead.
Okay. I liked the vibe of it. Did take me a second to figure out when we were. Because, people just kind of, dress like this now. And I was just like, suspicious lack of cell phones. And then I realized it's like the 90s or 80s or something.
It's 90. I think it was 1990.
By the time I saw the VHS cam, I was like, wow, they're really committed to this, retro vibe these, two teenagers have going on. But...
no cell phones is weird.
People just dress like that, but then then I figured it out. But I liked it. Obviously, they built all those backroom sets. I thought that was cool. Yeah. Our good friend from Alien Romulus came back to give us a good scare. It was fun.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah, that was him. He was the.
I should have known. Who else is like?
That
he was
Wemby is like.
Yeah, Wemby's busy.
Yeah, Wemby's busy. Booked it busy.
We tried to get Wembyama for this cast, and he turned it down. I'm sorry,
busy.
Too busy.
Chet Holmgren to the ground, but
they could get Chet. Chet was
not
available.
To go to the end, but I'm glad that they decided to go as practical as possible, especially in the third act. I feel like that really added something tangible. This is not like Obsession, which was actually filmed with scraps and co-starring his best friend and all this stuff. And this had 2 Oscar nominees in it. I thought they did a good job, especially Chidowell, who I still think should have won that 2016 year. But
yeah,
it is what it is.
He plays that manic role so well at times.
He's great. I thought he was great.
Yeah.
Eric, what did you think? Give it a kind of a synopsis, or not synopsis.
Things I really liked. I think the vibe is the good sense. I knew based off. I did my little research and watched the Kane Parsons YouTube videos, and based off of the vibe and the the creepy aura that comes from that. Like I knew he was gonna do like the found footage, POV, like unsettling nature of the Backrooms really well. I really enjoyed the second act, especially when they're exploring. They don't know exactly what's going on. You get a little bit of that horror element where they have that big set piece where they go kind of big, but they go down into that room. That's what I was like my most scared, and obviously like bit of a chase scene in there. I know it's similar to the Backrooms itself. It's not something to be understood, but I was like texting Zach about it. I was like, I just don't know if I got this movie by the end. Like, it really lost me in the third act. I understand there's this little subplot. What's the therapist's name?
Mary. Mary. Sure, the doctor. Well, the actresses were not, but Dr. Mary.
Names in these kind of movies, I'm like, the names don't matter.
Yeah.
She'll let you for it.
Yeah. She's got a little subplot going where she's, a therapist trying to help people with their trauma, but she's got her own unresolved trauma. So that kind of comes full circle. And third, but I just don't know if I got it. I came out of the movie like a little disappointed just because obviously I'm coming off of like comparing it to like a Obsession and a Hokum, which I both really liked.
Yeah.
But I don't think I like this one as much. But I gotta tip the performances because it is refreshing. We've been like hyping up like Indy so much for her performance in Obsession, but it is refreshing to see like Oscar-nominated actors at work at times. Like it was really cool.
I feel like you have to first, and like you said, Eric, I feel like you're right. I can't say I fully get it. They talk about, we can get into a little bit about, it's supposed to be the memory. People talk about, apparently there's a lot of things about it being almost like an allegory for AI, about the way like it remembers and regurgitates over and over. But like you said, I don't know if it's even supposed to be a thing to be able to get. But I think the things you can take away is one, the direction, the set beat, the production design. Good job, Kane Parsons. You did a really good job. I mean, it looked and I don't mean just looked like visually. It just the way it was directed, I thought was really well done. I think for your debut film, you can't do anything but give that kid a thumbs up for what he put together.
Making a ton of money too. So,
oh my God, so much money. I agree though. When I left the theater, I think as I've stewed on it more a little bit, I've enjoyed it more. I've like talked to my friends who've seen it. We kind of like you think about it a little bit. But when I first walked out, I kind of was like, I think I liked it. Like it was.
I wanted to like it more, but I just couldn't. Like,
it was a sense of incompletion.
I like the acting. I like the direction, but I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I'm confused. I feel like we can get through the whole story, but like sitting down at the dining room scene, and I'm just kind of like, what's going on? Like, I don't know how I feel looking at these like Chuck E. Cheese characters like sitting around. I'm like, is that what the Backrooms is supposed to be about? And he's like explaining it, and she's not getting. I don't know. Like it kind of lost me at that point. And then you have her chase scene, which is another good one. But I really like the second act the most.
Yeah. Mike, you got more thoughts on that?
I probably, for like a least favorite, I'm just not, and this is more like a form thing, not necessarily like how it was done in this movie. I just don't like first person POV found footage style.
Okay.
Which thankfully there's only really 2 scenes like that. Yeah. So it like wasn't like much to get through, but I was just like, oh man. When the movie started, I was like, I was trying to remember the trailer. I was like, surely the whole movie's not like this. And I just enjoyed it more when it wasn't like that. It's just like most of the second act, or good chunk of the second act, pretty much all of the third act. And like everything but the opening. But I didn't know it was the guy from Victorious was like the guy in the beginning, because you never actually see him, but you see his name on the ID card.
Oh, when he's running, that guy running around at the beginning, who it's got? Yeah, it's the guy. You don't see his face, but it's the guy from Victorious. I did
card, Which guy?
He's from back. He's back.
The emo
back.
One. The emo.
Avion Jogia or something.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But I did have a question, and maybe it's getting way too far.
No, go ahead, please.
So it remembers places, obviously, but then we see that it also remembers people or misremembers people, right? Mm-hmm. And I thought it was interesting that, like, spoiler for the ending, Chitowell's remembrance or whatever it is, the entity, they call it that. Why is it so angry and why is it so big?
I don't know. That's the thing I didn't really get because, like,
because he's very angry, which would make sense. Is it about your temperament?
I just don't know. It has to be, but I just don't know because, like, that's the thing. Like, some people were saying that the entity, what you're seeing, is like the real Clark, I believe Captain Clark, and then that other one, the guy that comes up and is like talking to Mary when she gets down there, is the remembrance. This is the thing. I can't sit here and pretend that I have all the answers. I don't, because it makes you wonder, like, why those other entities seem more or less harmless, and yet you have this vicious call thing. Was it something different that attacked Victoria's buddy at the beginning? Because Clark hadn't been there yet. I don't know. Maybe
look more like a dinosaur when it peeked around the corner the first time.
Yeah. And when tall Clark attacks who you think is Clark, he takes a chunk out of his shoulder. He bleeds, and like the whole thing is like the entities, like you can
good point.
So for cushioning.
If you saw in like the painting on the wall,
we can eat them.
He wrote something like "tables don't bleed" or something, and he's like, they don't feel pain, they don't do anything. So I'm like, I don't know. Are they all entities?
This is a movie I should have seen twice. I should have probably seen it twice before we did this, because it's like
I wouldn't put any credence at all in the Clark that was walking, talking, and bleeding was an entity at all.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's an exchange. Like whoever said that maybe needs to.
I think this movie. I think this movie like leads itself to be seen twice. I think there's a lot to break down. And this was weird because it is a divisive movie where I just kind of broke my headspace to be like, if you walk out of Backrooms and you're like, I don't really rock with it, but like it was cool looking, you'd be like, yeah, that's cool. You got people who are like swearing by it. This is like, oh my god, he's the next Kubrick, he's the next David Lynch. Oh my god, okay, I don't know, maybe. I can't say for certain. What I will say is I won't deal with these Five Nights at Freddy fuckers who are review bombing it, being like, it shit is so ass, 0 out of 10. A 0?
Now you're engaging with literal children.
I am.
Not mentally, but like actually times around the sun.
Yeah.
Children.
Five
Nights at Freddy's is gone.
Is peak.
I think that's
FNAF 2, FNAF 1, 10 Feet of Crap, Backrooms.
Just burn Discord down. Whatever's going on over there. Burn it. That's the real Backrooms.
There's something cool. I will say, like, it's cerebral aspects of all it, because like I don't know if I understand it fully, and I don't mean that as if like it's smarter than I am, or if maybe it is dumb. Maybe they haven't thought it through. But I think that's okay. I kind of like having a horror movie come out where I don't think I fully get it. I'm excited to see more, what they build out of it, and maybe one day I'll watch it again. Maybe I'll watch it again, and I'll know it truly front and back. But I doubt it.
It is the one I want to. Go ahead, Micah.
What were you gonna say, Eric?
It is I think to your point, Micah or Brian, like it is the one out of the recent horror movies I'm like, I think I just want to go back again, not because I just want to try and figure it out more, and maybe that's the whole point of it. And we're all digging into it, but I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, is there a hidden message in there that I'm just overlooking, or is the point not to overlook? And it's just something to like. The whole point is like the company is trying to understand it more, and they're all losing themselves and their humanity trying to understand it, right? And they clearly are going to kill Mary at the end.
You said at the beginning, you said the thing is the backroom something meant to be understood. I don't know. I did see people saying about the ending where they're like, she was actually just trapped down there the whole time. I didn't see it that way. I saw it that she's with the company, whether that's outside or inside, I don't know. And that was just, now the Backrooms has created her as a memory of her. Right? That's how I've seen people being like, twist ending. I'm like, what? No. She's not sitting there all AI'd out.
No. I mean, they show you what the remembrance entities look like, and then, that the version of her in the idea of the interrogation room, that should let you know it's now remembered her in the room.
Did you find it? Did it ear you out a little bit? Did anything like creep you out? It's supposed to be a horror movie. I mean, let me curious if anything got you, or if anything kind of made you feel a little heebie-jeebie.
Yeah, I have a primal fear of looking down long passageways and thinking you see something or have something running at you.
It's like Smith.
I don't do well with that. I used to have like a recurring nightmare of like that bit. So
that's right. I forgot about that.
I was like excited because this was like a movie that I was like, ooh, this is gonna like scratch an itch of something that like I'm like terrified of. And I got that at certain points. I will say, all those like cutaway scenes of a young Mary with her mom. There were some pretty cheap jump scares in there that I was like, Kane, you're better than this. Like,
they're like
mom showing up.
Yeah, like the mom over the shoulder, or
and
like
then the and the excavator or whatever.
Yeah, I was like, come on, like, what are we doing? Like, that's cheap. I jumped. It got me. But the one that really got me when they descend into the when
the laundry chute thing.
The laundry chute. Yeah, that scene. When he's kind of in the basement, it looks like it's like hoarded laundry and everything, and you're really creeped out. There, it looked like in the pile, like
there was a face.
Yeah, there was a face, and I know it was one of like the faces from the. I couldn't tell in the moment if it was one of the faces from the poster.
I heard the same thing. It was supposed to be the cave. Those things that the scientists were putting out to try to call out to the entities.
God, that freak! I was staring at the face the whole time on the camera, like.
I had heard a thing about that room being where the entity put, that's where he takes his crap. When he grabs people. Oh, that's Eric. I heard this where the entity grabs his crap, puts it there. That was creepy. Like Eric was saying, I got creeped out more that you see something peeking and it looks away. I'll rock with that shit. That's creepy. I think I could see why this movie left a lot to be desired by some people. I understand, but I think. It was good. I mean, I don't know. I like a little bit of a weird movie every now and then. And
I don't know. Cool. I don't know. People that went into it, I don't know what they expected, but the movie's about these liminal spaces. Yeah. I watched this and went out into the subway, and I was like, "Oh, that's fun." This kind of looks like one of those spaces. So why would the movie not have a similar, quieter, eerier vibe where almost you get, not that it's poorly paced, but you almost get lost in time and space. When
Absolutely.
Are we? Where
are we? And there were a couple.
The movie,
Yeah, it's not even that long of a movie. It's not like an hour 45, right? It wasn't that long. There were a couple shots too that I will say very effective on the scares. And I'm not even talking about the analog first person, because that was classic Backrooms. Those are pretty cool, but. The one shot I think that really got me was it's when she comes up, she gets out of her little, the hole in the ceiling, goes up.
Okay.
She's in the furniture room store, and she's running through. She's trying to find a way out, and it kind of pans around to a wide shot of the floor room, and it's really hard to tell. You can't tell if it's furniture or if it's
He's
Captain
really still,
Captain Tall Guy, and then he just starts walking. Yeah. I was like, oh shit! That one got me pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
It did seem like Chitowell's character is able to at least reason with it for a little bit.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's about. They kind of leave a lot of things to your imagination. Before he meets up with the therapist, last time we see him, you think he's going to die. But also, it picks up the camera. So there's some sort of
connection between them.
He's like, oh, it's me. He sees it as himself.
Yeah, I could see that.
Very
that embodiment of himself. Yeah, and that's the thing too. They really lean into the unresolved trauma of the two of them, right? You have him not, obviously you don't know the full dynamic, but it seems angry, maybe even abusive a little bit with him and his wife. He's all God, you get that angry in a role play with your therapist is not a good sign. Yeah. Holy shit. Then
Buddy's sleeping in a furniture store.
I know. Life is crashing out. But somebody said that I saw someone say when they were like, listen, man, is he a bad guy? Probably. Can I really blame him for walking into an unknown dimension with these unknown rules and be like, fuck it, I'm gonna stay here. I'm not going.
Architecture guy, he's probably this is so cool.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Spend hours exploring. The fucking weird. I want to go to that hotel balcony room that he was in. That shit looked crazy.
I want to know when he figured out he could eat them. How long did it take him?
Day 5.
Day 5. Yeah, he's a little hungry, a little peckish. Yeah, ripped a little fluff. What do you think it tastes like?
Chicken. I don't know.
Chicken.
I wonder if he worked himself up to a homicidal state out of hunger, because he clearly kills his assistant. Her head's fully chopped off. That's not done by the entity or whatever. And he was just I'm just gonna take one out. Oh, we don't know, because she was in the fridge. Implying the food connection.
True.
But I mean, he had water. There's plenty of water down there. But I wonder if he was just full cannibalism, and then he found out it's all couch stuffing in there, and he was like, kind of wet, gooey couch stuffing. Can I eat it?
Yeah. All right. It's a hard movie to talk about because there's just so much like kind of up in the air. Like I don't really know.
There's a lot of what ifs.
Even the flow of scene to scene, right? I mean, he goes from you got all the upstairs stuff, right? He's at the therapy. You see him he falls in backrooms, and there's a big sequence of him exploring the backrooms for a little bit, right? He goes, something's chasing him. He hides, he grabs a stool, he leaves. Then he basically goes, then there's the big one. He gets his team. He's like, all right, team, we're going in. That does not go well. Then we got a time jump. And then the therapist is like, all right, I'll find this too.
Yeah.
Is it months? Was it months? I couldn't tell exactly. Within
weeks. I don't know. His bills are piling up. Those are monthly.
Yeah, it's good. And so you've been down there for a long time. The store was unlocked, which I think is crazy.
He did a full mural, which impressive.
Yeah.
He found paint.
It was a pretty good mural too, I must say.
Yeah. It was, I did like that first. I got anxious the first time he went down there. Oh yeah. I'm like, you're not gonna remember the way back, Clark.
Yeah.
You're not gonna remember the way back.
He got left, so right, lucky.
Left. Yeah, he got so lucky, and that is what I thought I wanted out of this movie, and I was really glad when I was getting it. And then we got to all the what ifs, and I was like, what is going on?
It just feels like the director and all them seem so confident in what they're putting together here that like maybe I just like only am looking at one part of a tapestry. I don't know. Like I don't want to overvalidate it if I'm wrong, but at the same time, like I don't want to assume that like I'm just being stupid. Like I don't know.
I think a really smart thing is to leave it kind of vague like this.
Yeah,
and then people can make you as smart as they want to be.
Yeah, great point, Micah. Right, Kane Parsons is a genius. He's like, holy shit, it's working. Or they're like, he's a fool.
Like, oh, it's open ended.
Oh,
okay.
They're buying it. They're buying it, guys.
You never know. He also didn't write it, so I don't know if that's necessarily.
Yeah, the writer is not someone I really know who about. I remember clicking on his profile at one point. I'm not really sure about who he is. But I am curious about that whole the hazmat suit guys. I want to find out more about them. Was it Mark Duplass, the guy from Creep and stuff? He was there. I would love to find out what more they found. But that was the crazy thing. He goes, well, that was another kind of ties back to what I said about it being AI. Because I remember when Mary asked him, she goes, what is this thing? He goes, it is the greatest like human scientific discovery. And they're like, but we don't even know what it is. Like we don't even know how deep this hole goes, but we just know that it's awesome. That's all we.
And what were they were like a printer company or an X-ray company or something?
Yeah, they made like MRI machines, and now they're fucking. Now they're looking through the back rooms. I don't really get.
Xerox made like the greatest discovery known to man. Like,
how do you make the discovery though? It just get blip. You just blip out and ran
lucky. Just like
yeah.
They said at the end that they were with all their experience, they were accidentally opening all these other doors, which is how it opened up in Clark's store, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there are random people in there already. I was curious about the woman, one of the entities. She shows up in the Christmas tree room first. That was a crazy scene. Red-headed. And she puts his hair on Mary. People saying it was his wife, or it's just a woman you think who looks like his wife.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We see a picture of the wife.
Yeah,
they look nothing alike.
Yeah,
I was thinking the two people that, well, I guess it's three people. Yeah. But the man in the wheelchair, especially, it was like more like, how long has this been around?
Yeah.
Like remembering a guy in like a Victorian wheelchair with a lamp on it.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know. This one's just tough to be like. I want to have these definitive opinions about this movie, but I still haven't even formed my own yet. Like I feel like I'm like you said, Micah. It can be this movie's either genius or not nearly as smart as I thought. I don't know. I can make the Kane Parsons a million different ways right now, and I'm not really sure which one's right. I'm
leaning on the side of perhaps not that deep.
Yeah, I could see that. That's the thing. I think he has a very good understanding of the visual language that is the Backrooms. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He understands like the idea of like how these things are creating. How do these rooms keep remembering things? But I don't think he even knows what it is fully, which is okay, right? I mean, you don't have to. It's a cool concept.
Yeah, I think that's why they included like the personal trauma elements, because you gotta like
you gotta tie it all together. You gotta tie it together.
that people
you need
can.
the characters to go through some sort of.
Well, yeah,
like,
and the Five Nights at Freddy's people
development.
just wanted dudes in hazmat suits sprinting from entities for 90 minutes, and that's what they wanted, which would have been a very boring, fun, but not a movie.
Yeah,
so I don't really know what to think
At
of
the end,
that.
we did get some answers, like who the hazmat suit guys were.
Second one's already in the works, guys. So we're already.
You guys want a second one, and what would you want in the second one?
I would just probably go to a different explanation. I would go to a complete. I didn't really need more info on Clark or Mary. You could keep the guy from Creep, the Avian. What's it called? Like Avion Company, whatever it was.
Like Async, I think.
Yeah, something like the Async.
Whatever. Yeah, Async. There it is. I would love to just see more about the Async, and I feel like you said, Micah, if it's not that deep, just keep kind of like loosely having these stories about. Like, yeah, I mean, like you can kind of do whatever the fuck you want with a concept as vague as this. I wouldn't try to. I think the more you put pen to paper on it, the more you risk maybe getting a little. People start to see the cracks in your foundation.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do a sort of similar story though, in the sense where it's like they discover the back rooms and like a lot of slow walking around corners. We're gonna get that, but like. Are they going to go from like Alien to like Aliens and kind of take it more of like all right, this is a little more like fast paced, a lot more like set pieces running, like potentially. I don't know. I feel like you have to do something a little different if you're going to.
I actually like that comparison a lot, Eric.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Alien, like the first Alien movie. Because it is so quiet, so creepy, and there's like pretty much one big bad that you barely see. Yeah. You know? Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, maybe like I like that comparison. Team goes in there or something. You know, give us a different perspective.
Give Oscar Brickens, James Wan, or Sean Levy, the main producers on this movie, a call. Keep Sean away from it. Keep his ass away from this fucking. But I like that idea. I think it's a good call.
They named the first one Back Room. This could have been Back Rooms, man. It was all there. It was all there.
Hey man,
they had to go.
Hey, this room was pretty cool, but hopefully there's not a second back room. Oh my god, back rooms. I did see Sean Levy say in an interview, like recently, saying that he was like, "What about a Star Wars?" Because he did this on a red carpet interview, saying a Star Wars backrooms crossover. He's like, "Luckily, I have my hands in both of these. Maybe I can make that happen." I'm like, Sean, shut the fuck up. That? Yeah, Sean Levy said it in an interview yesterday.
Dude,
you imagine a big fucked up baby Yoda.
Hit that guy with a pipe, dude.
Dude, he said it like Eric. He said it like I shit you not. He said it like yesterday. He goes, "I have my hands in both these projects. I can make that happen." I'm like, Sean, no.
Oh no, please. It's so bad.
Just make another night at the museum, you fucking prick.
Star Wars is so cooked.
But like, I don't know. Like you said, I could see a lot of different things with that, and I think the Alien comparison is cool. Because, I could see back rooms with two S's.
Two S's.
We got the people in the hazmat suits fighting off the entities.
If you want, to increase it in scale since you don't have as much mystery about the big bad.
Yeah.
And they could evolve. They that's part of whatever the backrooms is. It's like almost like a de-evolution.
Yeah, you can kind of do whatever you want with it to a degree. And I don't know. It's an interesting scenario they find themselves in, but this thing cleaned up at the box office. $100 million
was full. Yeah, sorry.
No, I was just saying $100 million opening weekend, which is pretty insane for a movie about, what was it, 10 mil to make? It's about.
It was pretty cheap from what I heard. Yeah. This is probably the most mainstream. I was explaining to David who Renette was.
Yeah.
Renette, and I'm like, she's in a lot of like critically acclaimed stuff. This is probably the most mainstream thing she's done.
Like, yeah. I haven't really heard of her as much, but everyone was singing her praises. I don't really know much about her.
Oh, yeah. Well, she was in she was Oscar nominated last year.
Sentimental Value.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
This is like way off of her, like, I haven't seen her do anything like this.
I mean,
before.
She's kind of like the queen of Cannes, honestly.
Yeah.
Cannes. The queen of Cannes. My mom was just there. She was like, "Oh, Brad, we were just in Cannes." I'm like, "What?"
I saw that. I still follow your mom on Instagram.
I know. I'm like, what? I don't go to Cannes. The fuck, mom? Now.
You guys seen the No, keep going, Brian.
No, I was
gonna go very trolly on this, but keep going.
Go ahead. That's all I got. That's all.
You guys see the meme where it's like, guys, people watch the back room and just wanted this, and it's like that old like Roblox thing where it's like somebody in Have you ever seen
the shadows?
Or no, I was talking about the picture of Kanye West it's like all the lights and it's chasing him.
I've seen those. Seriously, I know those videos that they were referencing, and like I'm not gonna say like I never sat down and watched one.
No, it's complete brain rot because it's just like the jump scares.
It's a Roblox guy hopping through like a backrooms generated map, and then the Kanye West or Joe. I just want to know Joe Biden chasing.
The Joe Biden one, like just chasing him through.
That's what I did, Eric. I think it's the exact thing with Eric. This is what they wanted backrooms to be. Literally, they're like,
maybe I don't know. Be backrooms too.
But yeah, no. Listen. This was a weird one. I think it would be like. I mean, Eric, you got a month that had Hokum and Obsession in it. So I don't know. Like, I mean, Obsession was clear, but it's a different movie. But this is kind of insane to have two massive phenomenon horror movies in 1 month.
I mean, it broke Marty Supreme's A24 record for
in a weekend, right?
Yeah, for like domestic box office. Yeah.
What these have in common is that they're two different kinds of IP, I guess.
Yeah.
The director of Obsession is pretty well known online. So he comes with like a fan base that's like, yeah, I'll see that. And in addition, he made a good movie. And then with Backrooms, kind of an online thing already, videos out already. And then it has this big studio machine behind it. It's got big name producers. It's got, like the Blumhouse connection. Yeah. It's got A24 behind it. And they also made like, a good movie. So
yeah,
I think it's that combination that they'll be looking for. Like, who can come with an audience kind of already?
It's a good point, Mike. Yeah, it was marketed well. Like, I'm glad we got the teaser of which we actually kind of got that shot in the movie of like descending.
I forgot about that shot at the end because they did do what they did in the teaser.
The teaser, like I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That was in the movie. They just took a scene from the movie. And then the one trailer, and that was it. And like the marketing was very just like the movie poster is just a wall.
Yeah, yellow wall. So it hurt the end when she's squeezing to safety.
Yeah.
It's a good poster.
Like,
I mean,
it's great. Like it was good marketing because the whole point of why people are so fascinated with it because it's like they don't understand it. And like it's just simply like, why are these rooms so scary?
I hope they take the studios take the right things away from it. And you were talking about the trailers and stuff. I was like, I remember watching the movie being like, I'm a big fan of what they're doing with the music here. Simple, very creepy. He actually was one of the composers, Kane Parsons.
Oh wow.
It's him and the guy Ito something who was Osgood's guy because he did Keeper and stuff. So Osgood might have been like, "Here, I got you." People were saying he was someone was helping him direct. But I think that's been pretty debunked at this point.
I mean, he doesn't know anything. So, I mean, if you're the director and you ask someone who knows something,
yeah, but that's not ask your DP or something like like that's not that weird. I feel like that's pretty common.
Osgood's got to get in his bag. Like if we're talking about horror, he's got to get back because he's kind of.
I'm seeing Keeper pop up on my those like Twitter. Like cinema like bots that like will post like creepiest scene in the last year, and it's the fucking basement scene from Keeper. And I was like, nobody saw this movie. I know because I saw this movie. Yeah. Nobody saw this fucking movie. I guess that. Well, listen, it was an interesting one. Ends out May. I don't know if you guys have any final thoughts, and I don't know whose turn it is for the next one.
Eric's turn.
It is.
What do you got, Eric? What do you got, Eric?
It's my turn. I thought about keeping on with the scary movie trend and having us go watch scary movie. But I think it's more of just a fun watch we don't have to really talk about. I'm gonna give us a chance with the box office. It might be my bomb, but let's go watch Masters of the Universe and see.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Eric, I'm glad. It sounds fun.
Yeah. No,
I'm excited.
I thought
you were going to pick Scary Movie. I thought you were going to pick Scary Movie, and I was like,
you know what? I thought about it. I might still end up going and see it, but I'm like, we could definitely have more of a discussion around Masters of the Universe.
They let me sub out my sixth pick on my team. I don't know if you saw. My movie got moved, so I had to pick a new alternate. So I put End of Oak Street instead of Fall 2, but it doesn't really matter because all my movies are going to release anyway, but it doesn't... I was like, ooh, I kind of want to use that. I was like, I'm gonna take out Sheep Detectives. He's the only one holding me back.
F this guy, man. F
Yeah,
this guy.
yeah. Hey, but we got some big releases coming up soon. I mean, you have Scary Movie coming out, which I know is a lot of people's. Toy Story 5 is coming out soon. Master of the Universe. Jackass is coming out in June as well.
Mm-hmm.
And The Invite. And Michael, you got Supergirl as well, which is your bomb. So a lot of things coming out in June.
Yeah. I'm already seeing some crazy stuff online. Someone said she should have been smiling on the poster, and I was like, wow, that is...
Oh, that's insane.
That is some insane misogyny right there.
Yeah.
Gee, how do you hit him with a smile and it's a poster? That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's looking like, unfortunately, I was rough. We'll see.
Did you guys want to do a quick around the horn before, and then we'll do Euphoria?
Sure. Quick. And then we'll...
I'm down.
Yeah, I know you got
to Euphoria.
Yeah, you got to go to that next one. All right.
Well, yeah.
Micah, go. Yeah.
Take
go
your
ahead.
time.
No.
Right.
So, okay.
So,
I guess I'll go quick. So I'll do one just because I'll make it simple. So the other night, Mike, had some people over. We were watching the Game 7. Mike was over, and Mikey's a big comic book nerd, especially when it comes to Spider-Man and Batman. I always forget that. And it's like 2 a.m, and he goes like, "Bro, we're talking about the Dark Knight and what Nolan did with that." So he's like, "Fuck it, let's put it on." This dude and I watched the Dark Knight at like 2 a.m. And my God, man, I'll say this: we all know what the Dark Knight. I don't need to go to that. I don't understand how you can look me in the eye and tell me the Batman is better. You can't. I'm sorry. I just don't.
It's a different vibe of a movie.
It is a very different vibe, and I like the Batman. But that movie is insane. And then we're talking about Mike's like, name your top 3 Marvel movies. And I'm like, are we doing this again?
We're going
I haven't
back
had
to
that conversation in
we're
a long
going
time.
back to Ian
College,
and Brian's
yeah.
room sophomore year on
So
Wednesdays.
I end up watching Guardians 3 again just to see what it's like. And
That's what you said were your favorite?
No, he was talking about the Guardians movies. And then I was like a random day, I was like, fuck it, I kind of haven't seen Guardians 3 in a while. Let me just watch it. And I watch it. It was good. I liked it. But no, the Dark Knight one was one that, like, it's just a movie that's ingrained into my skull. Like, I think it might be the movie I've seen more than any other movie in the world. And when I watch it was. Eric, Michael was ready. Tell me about what you watched.
Yeah. That's it. I don't know. I know like a lot of comic book nerds. I feel like the Batman one.
I know. I say that, and I think they're wrong.
I'm surprised Mike wasn't on that wave.
Mike's not a huge Reeves guy. Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't like. Interesting.
He doesn't like the Reeves vision of it, but yeah.
Yeah, not a ton of. I only got 2 movies really from last week. I'm somebody that I've watched all of John Krasinski's Jack Ryan.
Oh no!
I've watched all 4 seasons. I watched the first season when it came out on Bailey's Amazon way back in college, and that's a good season of television.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? And I watched every season since then. And it came out during COVID. It's been like 3 or 4 years since last season, and they were coming out with a movie. It's coming out on Prime. I'm like, all right,
Hell
direct. Yeah. And man, that just sucked. It was just an episode of television dressed up as a movie, but not even one of the good episodes from the show.
No.
And they've had good episodes. And I'm looking at this little trifecta of this straight to TV, trying to end it as a movie. Didn't work here. I haven't watched it yet, but the Peaky Blinders movie, need to give that a watch. That kind of came and went from all I know. Mandalorian and Grogu should have been just straight to Disney Plus. And I mean, this teased up our Euphoria conversation, but there was a point apparently in the Sam Levinson interview that I read that they were thinking about making that last season into a movie, and I'm glad they did.
Yeah, probably would. I haven't seen it. Yeah,
but that doesn't work. I don't know a scenario where a TV show, which usually has hour-long episodes, dressing up a 2-hour-long episode as a movie ever works. So I had a bad taste in my mouth after that, and I watched Surf's Up with David, and that is a piece of cinema. That movie rocks, dude. But Mike, I'll kick it over to you.
I'm not finished. I think there's maybe one more episode that's coming out today, because I think it's a 10-episode season. But I've been watching Widow's Bay.
I've heard such good things about it. I've been meaning to watch it.
It's very funny. It's, the idea is this guy is the mayor of this haunted island that he doesn't believe is haunted. So he's like, it's a sleepy island town, right? With a bunch of kooky people that are like, it's haunted here. And he's like, guys, we could become the next Nantucket. So he's struggling on 2 fronts. And then he starts to realize that it is haunted. So it's very funny. It's like he's constantly getting humbled because he's like, we need to renovate the hotel. And they're like, hotel's haunted. But you won't spend the night in there. He's like, fine, I will. And it's haunted as shit. So it's like that kind of stuff over and over again.
I've heard it's great, man. I've been meaning to watch. I've been meaning to watch it.
I checked out a few episodes of Spider Noir.
Oh, I only watched the first one. I haven't finished.
I watched some of the episodes. Watched me because I was sick one day, but
yeah,
I watched it in color. But I'm hoping to check it out in black and white. I will say, beautiful in color. Absolutely.
Somebody actually said I have a list here. Someone was like, first episode and like one other episode is black and white.
1, 2, 3 through 6, and then
the color looks great. The color looks great. So I don't know.
Yeah, it looks really good. And then
that list.
I'll close with the book.
I'll send it to you.
Watch any movies, but I am about halfway through the book that James Cameron's adapting, Ghost of Hiroshima.
Oh yeah. How is that?
No idea how he's going to do this, but just learning about what happened. So far they haven't really talked about anything too far beyond. Like they call it moment zero, like maybe like a day or two out, and like people are starting to like, oh, we survived, and then it's like, well, with an asterisk because the sheer, like, it's a lot about like the physics of what happened to them, and like it is insane. So I don't know how he's gonna make this a movie, but
right. I'm excited to see it though. But I mean, if it's James Cameron, right? If anyone could,
it's a scarring book, an absolute scarring book. I mean, like the dudes in the plane got about 9 miles away, and ions were shooting through their bodies and the plane and like getting lodged in the fillings in their teeth, and they could like taste it. That's crazy. The sheer power of this thing. They're like, oh, funny taste, and like, they're blind. One guy didn't put his goggles on, 9 miles away, almost went blind. Also, the bomb was almost so much more evil. They were gonna attach like sirens to it so people would look and get blinded.
That's crazy.
They're like, too complicated to do.
Yeah.
We got a deadline to blow up these people.
They would have done it if they had the time.
And they had the science. Yeah, it was cartoonishly evil stuff coming out of the U.S. Honestly.
Yeah. Every time I hear about that, it just reminds me of the scene in Oppenheimer. When he goes like, "I've gone ahead and crossed off Kyoto. It's a lovely place. Me and my wife went honeymooning there." And then he's like, "But this place, bomb it."
It's evil.
Going into this, it made it sound like people going from Hiroshima to Nagasaki was like, wow, this one guy got bombed and then he made it. And then I'm reading it, and like that was just like the next, like, oh, we got to evacuate Hiroshima. Let's go to Nagasaki. Like everyone was doing that. Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
it was crazy.
Word.
That's horrible. Word.
All right,
good wrap up here.
So let's transition to Euphoria. Wow, guys. Wow, Euphoria just ended.
Wow. It's over. I can't believe it.
Wow. Only seconds ago, we were talking about Backrooms and how much we loved it.
I know.
The week is not past.
Same clothes, too.
This is immediately after.
This is not. There's no way it has.
It totally hasn't been a week and a half since Euphoria ended.
I can't believe there's peace in the Middle East.
Yeah,
I know.
Surely in a week we won't.
Who do you guys have in the finals? I mean, the first 2 games are in San Antonio, so surely the Spurs won't go down.
Next 4, obviously.
Obviously. All right, guys, we're so funny. We
are funny as fuck, man.
All right. Euphoria season 3 has officially ended, and we find out also that this is the series finale. Mm-hmm. So, just something before we get into the episode. I thought there's rumors, obviously, marketing the season that this was potentially the last season, but nothing was confirmed. And you find out when you're logging in that Sunday, it's saying like series finale now streaming. So
yeah,
we got confirmed the day of. I'm just gonna start off with a question to you guys, like how before you start talking about the episode, like how do you guys feel? I guess it kind of does get into spoilers, but like how do you guys feel about them kind of keeping that a secret? Would you have preferred knowing how everything ends? Would you have preferred them to market it as this is the last season, or where you guys
yeah, go ahead, Micah, please.
I think it would have. I think the conventional thing is like, oh, it might have helped, but I think they might have been without necessarily getting to what happens, kicking around like how do we move forward from here,
Right.
with what's left. And I think they decided to not water down Euphoria any further. Probably the smart idea. I couldn't even imagine what a season 4 would look like. And so I think it's a good call just to like go out on I'd call it season solid. We'll get into how we feel about this season, but I'd say maybe overall I might have enjoyed this more than season 2.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. And obviously, I guess to answer your first question, Eric, without getting into what happened in the finale, like Micah said, I think you knew just with what they were given to work with. Like Mike, what would the season 4 even look like? I think you knew, even if they didn't market it that way, like it might keep going, bro. They had to work with what they had, piece together. I'd say if nothing else, a coherent season of television out of what they got. And like, you don't want to like tell people it's the finale, the end, but like, what else would you have done? You're gonna come back next year. It's gonna be fucking like Maud Apatow and like 2 other people willing to come back.
The reason I ask, because you guys make good points on it, is like I think going into the season, people's expectations would have been different if they were like, all right, this is it. Like, this is the series finale for Euphoria. People might have been a little more critical of it. Like, oh, this is moving so slow. There are so many plot lines that need to get wrapped up because, we've watched so many shows end recently, like with The Boys. We're over here. Like, they haven't wrapped up these plot lines, blah, 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 blah. And that discourse is not happening when the episodes are coming out this season. So maybe it's a good thing. It tempers expectations a bit, leaves things open-ended until I don't really remember another show doing it like this that I can think of in recent memory where they keep it ambiguous. I don't know if you guys can think of something off the top of your head.
I don't know if I can think of anything like off rip.
But this is like, it's weird because sometimes this happens when a show gets canceled. But I think between on-screen and off-screen deaths, like, I don't think this was a cancellation. I think it's like there's nowhere to go.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you had the show coming off of season 2, right? It's these celebrities are all at their peak. You're on the rise. They're almost hitting their peak. The show is at its height of popularity. Mm-hmm. Now we're years down the line. People want to see his 3rd season, but due to, like you said, you have all these, you have some on-screen deaths, you have some off-screen deaths, you have scheduling issues. But the people are clamoring for a 3rd season. And I'm sure HBO was too. They're like money. So they put
stuff did well.
So they put it together. And I don't know, like maybe you market it like that to kind of be like, oh, like the show, this new version of Euphoria, could it keep going? And potentially, but I think we all knew, and I think Sam Levinson knew, and I think HBO knew on some level that this was going to be it, even if they didn't market it that way. Which, like, I mean, I don't know, like we can start getting into the finale. Here's my thing about it, like if we're going for Sam Levinson's, like, I want to be like Tarantino audition tape. I thought it was pretty good. As a Euphoria finale, I'm kind of like, holy fuck. What the fuck is going on? Like, did you know Coleman and Mingo got that fucking shit on him?
God damn. This was a movie in the sense of the runtime. I think it was an hour 47.
Yeah, it was long.
The episode before that, which was like an hour 17 or like an hour 10, was long. This was like you jump right into the thick of it, right? Like it picks up right where the last episode left off. Right when
Faye yells Wayne, she's like Wayne, and then like because she had to get out of the Nazi camp. That's where we leave on.
Some pretty impressive stunt work. They strapped someone to the back of a horse and drug them up and down a road.
Yep, somebody got
insane.
Marshawn Lynch going beast mode with the sniper.
Yeah, crazy. He had a much bigger role in this season than I thought he would. At the beginning.
I think it was the right amount for him. I know.
I don't
gave him a big moment. Like his big moments are for comedic effect. Like I like that the title card was them in the car, kind of just like getting hyped up. He's like, "You see me pop that guy?" Like,
But I think he had some okay acting moments too. Like there's a scene later with him and Ali. they don't ask too much of him, but from what he was asked to do, I thought he conveyed the correct emotion of having a shotgun pointed at your testicles. Thought he did a good job of doing it. But yeah, no, there's really almost 2 sections of this finale. You have the first 40 minutes, which is the wrapping of what happened, what Rue getting into, the kind of the wrapping of Rue's story. And then you have this almost epilogue. I don't know if that's the right word for it.
I would say it was like
it's more of an epilogue with Ali, Alamo. You see a little bit of like Maddie, Cassie, Maud. You see it is a kind of epilogue, kind of like what they did with Stranger Things, except a little less kaiju-y. And a little better, I must say.
Yeah. Where we left off the last episode, we knew that obviously with Nate being dead now, Maddie's in debt to Alamo.
Right.
And Alamo is holding all the cards. He's got Maddie and Cassie in debt, like $1 million to him. He knows everything because Maddie has spilled the beans that Rue's a rat. Yep. So he's aware that there's probably a setup going on with the drug deal that's going down in Mexico and across the border. And then because of what Rue does in the beginning, stealing back the which we find out to be the driver's licenses of all the girls that he's human trafficking, including that girl Angel, I think it was. We know now he's got that back. So he holds, and he's got that over Lori. So he holds every card imaginable in this situation.
Right.
And now all that's left for him is to kind of execute and tie up loose ends.
Which I guess what would you want to talk about the big one, right? I mean the hit, the cartel, like with the DEA gets it so it essentially all gets pinned down on Lori and the white supremacist gang. Maybe I missed something watching it. From my understanding, when white supremacists got out of the ambulance to go in and pick up the girls, they switched the ambulances, right? That's my understanding. Because he goes, "Where's my coke?" It's gone, and you see the coke later with Bishop. So switches it out with all the one with the drugs under the floorboard is now with Bishop, right? That was his name, right? Heading out.
Yep.
So I got confused because I couldn't remember if the girls were already in the back, and the girls weren't in the back. So the girls come in, they had no idea, they had none the wiser that this was the wrong thing. Yeah, so they do the swap, get through the border. It's a little dicey, but they get through, and then the hammer comes down at Lori's compound, and they get pretty much half of them surrender. Lori decides to take a different route out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's interesting because 2 of them get away because someone finally listens. Yeah. Faye's finally like, "I've been telling you guys, the drugs are laxatives."
Yeah.
The guy's like actively like, on the toilet, and he's like putting 2 and 2 together finally, and they escape on horseback. And then I thought it was going to end in a shootout, honestly, like at the end of season 2, but they took a different way out.
Yep. It was funny. She's been saying that, right? She's like, "They're painkillers, man. You'd be constipated, not shitting." That's finally what
Rue was saying to her when Rue was trying to convince her not to wake up Wayne. Like, hey, like you can come with me. It's all set. Like, blah 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 blah. Like, she finally listens. So they escape and off into the world. Like, we don't. Yeah, that's the last time we see them. Yeah, they're what? Pretending to hitchhike, but it's implied that they're going to steal that car and get away.
They're on the glam.
That's it for Lori and the white supremacists. Lori hung herself in that was a crazy shot scene, like cinematography, like showing her body, and obviously
was there a blood splatter that I see?
She voided her bowels. Sam's got something going on. I don't with this poop stuff. I don't know what's going on.
Because I didn't know Lori took the product either. Was that supposed to be implied? Like she was on some
I don't think she tries her own product. I think she's an ex-addict.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of addicts, though,
let's talk about it.
It happens. Oh.
Let's talk about it. Yeah. So Alamo, he's set up the drug dealers. They're cooked. He's got the driver's license is back from Rue, thanks to Rue. Rue's in pain because she got dragged
up the street
by a horse. But she's going through it. She went through with that deal just so Alamo would think nothing was amiss.
He would trust her.
Yeah, he would trust her. So Alamo, he plays his cards right here as well. He sets Rue up with her biggest vice. offers her some painkillers. He takes one himself.
They both Percocet or is it Vicodin?
That was Percocet. Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah.
They both take one. He's saying like, "Oh, I take it for my back." Gives her some money to make her feel, safe and comfortable, and then conveniently leaves a bottle of which he was assumed to be more Percocet on the table, in front of a drug dealer or a drug addict.
Yeah, exactly.
A drug addict, which Rue goes and swipes.
Which was that? They find out later from Marshall that that was bottles full of fentanyl.
Right,
we're getting there.
Yeah. She goes over. Goes to the hospital. It's all patched up. Then she goes over to Ali's house. They have a good conversation about what is it? People being evil, I think.
Yeah, she's got a lot of like weird morality stuff because of all the Christian.
Yeah, she's got a lot of Christian undertones in this series.
Yeah,
in this series in general. I mean, a lot of that stuff with Labyrinth was set up in churches over the past. I mean, Sam has kind of kept that as a throughout the whole series, but you see her going to bed. She's listening to the Bible as she's been doing all season, and then she's eyeing the bottle, and then we cut to her waking up Ali waking up the next morning, going through his morning routine, and you see Rue's up all dandy. Now she's seeing a lot of unique things that don't really make sense going down. Fez is breaking out of prison on the news.
Yeah, via parkour.
Which was a joke set up earlier in the season. And then you get a classic. Rue is like, oh, I gotta go help Fez, driving through her hometown. She's visiting a lot of her old haunts. She's remembering, the first time she meets Jules. She's like remembering hanging out with Fez.
Yeah.
Then she goes to her old neighborhood, sees that the cops are there, gets out on foot, and it's a classic. It's not a season of Euphoria if Rue's not running through the back streets of her hometown.
Right.
Actually, Loki, through all 3 seasons, does do parkour.
At one point or the other.
Is that season 2 when she's on the rooftops? And, the neighborhood.
I think I see too. Yeah, she's trying to run away from the cops, right? She's running all over Kingdom Come. Yeah,
exactly.
You see her go talk to her mom, right? Am I skipping something? Sorry, I'm trying to remember.
I
watched a little while
Sneaks
ago.
into her house.
Yeah.
Talks to her mom. Wow, this is all.
She doesn't actually talk to her.
Oh,
mom.
she just sees her, right? And then, Wow.
And then she embraces her mom, and then you cut back, and then she turns into an embrace with her dad.
Yes.
And
you cut to seeing her on the couch, Ali's couch, overdosing. Yeah. Reaching out, and we watch main character Rue die in front of our eyes. No one's there to save her. Then it's a cut to the next morning. It's Ali's same routine, but this time he finds Rue, and she does not wake up. Yeah, really sad, emotional scene. When did you guys see it coming? When did you guys start to suspect that this was a dream scenario?
I had a feeling it was going to be a case. I think obviously the radar goes up a little bit with the Fez scene. You're like,
right,
okay. As soon as she got to the house, though, I'm like, oh, okay. Suspicion's confirmed. Because at first I was like, this is all going a little well, but I don't know. I was like, I couldn't put it past Sam Levinson. She's something so silly to be like, he broke out from parkour, but that was, your red flags are immediately up. You're like, this doesn't feel right.
Right. Oh, that clued in about the dream sequence, or clued in that she was gonna die?
Dream sequence.
Yeah, dream sequence. I guess
dream sequence. I think when we kept everywhere she was going, we were like, here's a scene from past seasons. Here's a scene from past seasons.
Yeah.
I had honestly never seen the Fez and Rue in the field before, but I don't know when that was happening.
Yeah, I don't know when that was. I was thinking the same thing, Mike. I was
how
like,
recently did they film that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that was old. Yeah, they looked young.
Yeah, they did look. I don't remember that. Maybe it's a cut scene or something. But when we were getting some of that stuff, I was like, ooh, I don't know. Why are we going down memory lane, literally?
Yeah.
It was. You had to. We were talked about it. What with that? Now that was a few weeks ago. We talked about with Ali in his book. We'd kind of been like, listen, one of two things is going to happen here: either Rue's dying, or Ali is dying. And like you know what I mean. We had discussed the idea of like Ali being finally able to save somebody, therefore him going in his book. But we always kind of knew, I think, there was a possibility that this show was not going to end happily for Ruby Bennett, and sure enough, it did not.
Right. And Sam's come out and said, like, you know, this show, he started it because he dealt with drug problems in his childhood or growing up. And obviously because Angus Cloud passed away due to fentanyl, you know, it was a bit of he wanted the show to serve as a warning towards the impacts of drug abuse and how that affects not just you, but the people around you in your life. And they said that this ending was, you know, I think in an interview he said like this ending was, they made this ending because, not because, but in a way it was influenced by what happened with Angus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Too. So, I mean, I was with you guys. It definitely seemed like a dream sequence. And you could pick up on it pretty quickly. They used the same scene with her hugging her dad that they used in like previous seasons. This was the scene, and I'll say it for the whole season, but like this was the scene where I really was like, man, they are missing Labyrinth's score heavily.
I agree. You know, I said it with when I think it's later when it shows Ali like, you know, writing her name in the book and like walking around. I was like, no shade to Hans Zimmer, but like it just screamed like you want like Labyrinth, something from Labyrinth needed to be there, and you know, it's not. I can feel. Yeah, there were a couple of times this episode, Eric. I could feel that like the gap, the Labyrinth gap,
and I don't know. It's because like Labyrinth's score felt like a character in itself throughout the first two seasons, and we obviously like. I don't know if like as Hans, you can't just do like a knockoff of Labyrinth's score, right?
Right.
He was trying to do something different, but maybe just try and keep it a little more subtle because you're in a position where Labyrinth's score was so unique. But like, I didn't talk about it the episode before. When you find Nate in that coffin, they're using like the Harkonnen like from Dune, which is crazy. I was like, that's the same thing, and I've said a couple times like this sounds very Dune-ish at certain parts. But we know Hans like Hans
known to recycle
stuff.
Recycle.
So I don't want to say he phoned it in for this season, but I also, and because of his intent was to make something a little more like under, you know, like a little more subtle, then that's fine. But
it might have been like a quick, you know, because like I mean people have been going through I guess Labyrinth's latest album being like, man, I bet this was for this because like. You know, it'll have like a Western, you know, overtone kind of a riff or something. And it'll be like, the fuck was that? Like, you know, was it meant for this season? You know,
was it meant for Euphoria? Yeah, that's
the
funny.
names are kind of similar. And I wonder if he was like, they had their falling out. And then he was like, well, I made all this music. I'm going to release it anyway. So whenever someone on the internet gets to rescoring Euphoria season 3, maybe I'll tap back in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think you say about like Hans Zimmer reusing. I think just the reality. I imagine the situation is he was coming in to fill in, so he's probably like, "Yeah, bro, let me take a look. I probably got some demos in the back. Let me just I'll break them out. Hang on, like I mean, it definitely was not was nothing special about the score from him. It's not like oh my god, Hans Zimmer's doing this, and it shows. But that whole end of Rue into like an Ali like epilogue beginning was just screaming for a Labyrinth score that just wasn't there.
Yeah, something I thought that was unique with Rue, with that last scene, I was dying to see the bottle and how much she had used. Like,
I was thinking that too.
Pop a bunch. Like, what was the situation? Because we knew Rue in this season, like it was very like. We didn't see her have this classic tweak out moments that we've seen in the first two seasons, but she was still abusing drugs throughout the season. And
she was like California sober. I believe that.
Yeah. But it looks like she only popped like one. And obviously it was fentanyl, so that's all it really takes. So it's kind of a double-bladed sword because she goes out, you know, still like what do you guys think about I guess her dying, like as this like being an end to the character, was it fitting for her? Like, did it make sense to you guys when you saw it happen?
I guess you're wondering. I don't know if you're asking it more like, was it her like showing like relapsing hard, or just a girl who has been through a lot and getting screwed up? For me, I kind of took it as like with Alamo and all that. That was very intentional. They knew what they were putting her into, And like, I don't know if it really shows her as like a relapse as an addict to take a one painkiller, after you got dragged off the back of a horse. Hell, any of us probably would have done the same thing. And it obviously ends up being the thing that gets her. But I think at the same time, you knew that the drugs, one way or the other, were going to be the thing that kills Ruth Bennett, even if she had gone clean, because she never, you know what I mean? She has to really go clean if she was actually going to get away from it, and she didn't, and ended up being killed her. Even if it wasn't, like I said, it was more about the enemy she had made along the way, giving her the lace drugs versus like her, like, you know, popping a whole bottle and snorting a line and dropping dead at a party. You know what I mean? It was one way or the other. Right. Mike, I don't know what you thought.
I don't know. I thought it was maybe out of character for season 3, Rue.
Sure.
Because she had been like much better on this strange religious kick, and then like her taking the bottle of pills just seems like you know, like she's kind of a fuck up in general, but that just seems like, come on, you're gonna take the bottle of your favorite pills.
Yeah, good point. I get that.
It's like, oh man, like, you know, like
when she says, she's like, these used to be my favorite.
Yeah, you're like, oh god.
And you're just, I mean, us as the audience, you're like, you know, Alamo holds all the cards, understands the situation. He literally left a rat in the ambulance that the cops found because he knows there's a rat, and you know he holds all the cards, and you're like, he's definitely poisoned the pills. For Rue in that situation, like, you're probably not taking anything offered by the murderous guy who's you just found your ex hookup's driver's license.
Yeah, like she's fucking dead. I mean, you know what? And you know who did it.
And
like,
you understand that, but that's, you know, at the end of the day, we don't see her tweaking out this season. She's still a drug addict.
Yeah, but I think it's that addict mentality too. Like I think about it. Like, okay, for instance, you and I watch this, right? You see, you're like, "Ooh, Rue, don't take those pills. Probably not good." For a bunch of reasons. He takes the pill out of the bottle. Now, you and I would think like, oh, like, here's how could he have done that without it being laced? Like, he could have put a fake one in the top, or what? It doesn't matter. There's a million things he could have done. Her addict brain was probably like, nah, that's cool. Look, he took one. This is cool. Yeah. I was gonna take one. And even maybe she really only did take one. I don't know.
She did only take one. I just think, like, touching him at all was like questionable. Like,
yeah, well, she shouldn't have taken it because of. I think it was more the red flags to go off in her head about Alamo.
No, I don't mean like in the moment. Should I take these pills? I mean like on her this season's journey of recovery. I think she was like no pills. Like she was, like weed, and I don't even know if she was drinking for real. Like that's
I didn't really see her drink either.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
I don't know. You know, because like, you know, past season she would just like walk into the Nate Jacobs party and just start grabbing shit and putting it in her mouth.
Yeah. No, it's
so
a good point.
Like, this is like different. I don't know. That's why I was like, damn, that the one slip.
I think it's just Alamo played his cards so correctly by like taking the pill first in that moment, and then like giving her a little inkling, like she's in so much pain. Like, hey, I'm popping one. Like, look, it's fine. You can have one too, and it's just for pain. And then giving her the money and completely disarming her to think like everything's fine.
Yeah.
Like he it's unfortunate because then, you know, she thinks she's done all these good things and she doesn't. I thought it was interesting she didn't bring up the driver's license because I think she assumed the cops were gonna get Alamo with the drug deal, because if she had brought it up, like, she's still in his house, like he can just murk her. Like, I think she just kind of wanted to get out. I thought maybe they're going into this episode that she would confront him, but I guess in the situation, like, he just got dragged by a horse. Like, you just want to get the fuck out of there, and this guy's gonna get arrested due to the drug setup you've orchestrated. So, I guess any last thoughts on that before we address the second half of the episode?
No, I think that Mike, I don't know if you got anything. It kind of covers what I was thinking.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. So then Ali calls. He touched the drugs, finds out they're fentanyl. He calls Rue's mom, and then we cut to another AA meeting, or it was some sort of meeting where Ali's talking. He's giving a little monologue, and saying how he he's lost so many people. It's been a couple months since he's lost someone really close. So now we know there's been a time jump, at least a couple months. And he's saying this is going to be his last meeting. He needs to do more. And then you immediately cut to him sawing off the barrel of his the shotgun he had been telling Rue about. So you're like, oh shit, Ollie's about that action.
Yeah, well, I mean, you think about, is it before or later when he has that speech about like forgiving addicts? It was this, right? He was talking about forgiving the addict
and empathy
for the dealer, empathy for this and that. And he goes like, okay, I think in his mind, right? You got to think it was like obviously Rue had a personal connection, but I assume he had probably a pretty good connection with a lot of the people who passed away. And he's kind of like thinking, he's like, what about? Is it more good to take a dealer out of the street, out of the equation, than to try to save these addicts? That's what I was thinking. He was thinking, but maybe other people were thinking otherwise. And so, yeah, I forgot he was a military man. Yeah. Crazy.
We do a little catch up with a bunch of other characters in the interim.
Yep. Oh, that's true. Yeah. There's like
no one has been not in the same room more than Maud Apatow and the one who plays Cassie. No one.
Sydney.
Maddie.
Oh,
when they're looking at each other through the mirror, I was like, what are we, like, two people that have never not been on the same set?
It's like looks like the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League. They're just like not filming in the same area at all.
They're filming like The Parent Trap, where they're like, "Oh, we only got one actress."
Yeah,
look at the mirror and wave. Like,
what are we
talking about right now?
So
listen, it's the end of the season. They'd run out of the schedule. It was fucked up. Like,
what is Maud Apatow up to? Genuinely,
she got to go another one of her dad's moves, I guess. They're doing Knocked Up 3.
Yeah, he's still trying to tweet about Will Smith. Could have killed him.
Oh man.
So what? Cassie and Maddie, they're still in debt to Alamo.
Yep.
They're running a business out of Cassie's house, Cassie and Nate's old house, where they're setting up OnlyFans girls. They're giving them like photo shoots. They're doing their makeup, giving them clothes, and they're making pretty good money. And Cassie's trying to sell Lexi on the idea of writing stories for their OnlyFans shoots for their porn, I guess.
Yeah, basically.
They need smut. Smut's all the rage now, I guess.
Dragons and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey guys, hang on 1 second. I gotta go grab. I'm home alone with the dog, and the dog just went AWOL. Hang on, keep talking. I'm just gonna pop out for a minute.
Yeah, we see Maddie. They have like a safe full of cash. Maddie takes some cash, and she gets picked up by Bishop to go meet up with Alamo. And they have a little bit of a connection, like in the car. She's flirting a little bit
over the dog. I don't know if I'd call it flirting. I think they're just like getting to, I wonder how many times. This seems like pretty routine. I wonder if they've just gotten comfortable with each other.
I agree with that. You're seeing a different side of Bishop. We've only seen him as the very stoic, no emotions guy, killer all season, cold-hearted.
When he chopped that guy up, but
we haven't seen, and he's talking about his pet poodle.
He's got a poodle. He loves animals. Which comes back later. And I think he feels for Cassie, Maddie, and her situation of like, basically I'm gonna fuck his boss in perpetuity until he feels like he's been paid all his money, all his stuff.
Right.
It's just like a tough situation for someone who's becoming your friend.
Exactly.
And
so that's just there. That's there. It'll be picked up a little bit later. But then we get this conversation between Lexi and Cassie that kind of wraps up both of their character arcs for the show. With Lexi, she's talking about how she's handling her grief with Rue. With Rue passing away, they talk a little bit about Rue. Lexi, I guess, the Bible that Rue left at Lexi's apartment. Lexi couldn't look at for a while, then put it on the shelf, and now she started reading it to kind of try and process, I guess.
I guess. I don't know.
Didn't really speak to me either.
What if it was a different book? What if it was Geronimo Stilton? I don't know. But it's the Bible.
I just walk in on Geronimo Stilton. I'm like, he got my attention.
We're talking about Lexi and Cassie's last conversation.
Okay.
And so we're just kind of saying like, I guess we don't really get a character arc for Lexi this season.
No, not really.
Sister hating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The voice of judgment is her character. I guess like she gets. Does she get promoted on the TV show? I don't remember what happens.
I think they fired her. Honestly,
they fired her.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they kind of turned her into a giant wet blanket. Who was lame and annoying.
Exactly.
And then Cassie, you learn that Cassie has to, due to the circumstances of Nate's death, they are lying about the situation, saying Nate just went missing. He just left.
Yeah, because he had dead or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't talked to anyone.
Yep.
You see that she's not the same bubbly girl from the earlier in the season. She's definitely a bit beaten down. You see a lot of her emotions gone, and I did like that last shot once Lexi leaves of Cassie sitting alone in this big giant house, and you do this wide shot of like all the empty rooms, and you remember that party at the beginning of the season with Nate and them hosting a party, and I thought it was honestly a fitting way if we're going to end each character with kind of worse off than when they started the series or the season or the show, with like Cassie's character arc throughout the show is she always she lost her dad. Her dad left the family. She's always craved the attention and like changed herself for the attention of other people, starved for attention. And now here she is in this, at the beginning of the season, she's got the money. She's got her husband. She wants to be famous. Now she's got that, but she doesn't have anyone who loves her with her. And I was like, that's anything or not, like good visual storytelling how to say, I'm like, hey, there's Cassie. She looks great. She has money, but she's alone.
Yeah. And at least she's like kind of starting to, if there's like a silver lining, she's at least taking the reins of her own life now.
I was gonna say that's the one good thing I could see about it. Like her finally being like, stop. For so long she had tied her whole identity to Nate and the idea of like being a wealthy housewife, and now it's like, he's motherfucker's dead. You're making your own money. Like you said, if nothing else, you want to think about the positive, Micah.
Yeah,
like you said,
I actually didn't really consider it that way.
Taking the
she does have that line where she's like, "Oh, I've had to tap into like my entrepreneurial instincts," and she's definitely seems like she's a little more savvy.
Her fixing up the house instead of just like selling it, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna change it because it's just what we have," and it's like, make the best of your kind of shitty situation.
Yep.
If there is to be a bright side, but who knows? Maybe she can reconcile with.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Okay, so we talked about Lexi, we talked about Cassie.
We
talked a little bit.
Jules,
Jules. Yeah, talk about again visual storytelling. Jules has no lines.
Nope.
You see, she has a painting, which is I think it's a callback to her special episode, Jules, where she paints Rue in a very different capacity. This one though, now like Rue. I don't know how you guys interpreted the painting. She seems to be like on fire.
It was like kind of her dancing.
Yeah. So vibrant colors. But Jules' character arc or series arc, she ends as in
the same place.
In the same spot. Yeah. She started.
It's not moved. I thought that was Dominic Fike for a minute.
The guy.
When the guy, it's kind of out of focus. You see this guy, and it's obviously Silas or whatever his name is. The guy, her baby dad, or not baby daddy. Yeah, whatever the guy. For a brief moment, I thought it was that Dominic Fike character of season 2, and I was like, "Holy fuck, that's hilarious!"
I forgot he was in the show.
It wasn't. It was just her. It was just her sugar daddy. But I was like, "Holy fuck!"
Of all people that wouldn't be on screen together, I think.
Yeah, I know. That makes sense. Go sing another song, dickhead.
It's interesting looking at Jules. Jules is crying when she's painting. She has to live with the fact that last time she saw Rue, she slapped her and kicked her out of the house. And then she has to go live with the assumption that Rue OD'd. Which is something Lexi talked about, because last time Lexi saw Rue, they argued and she kicked her and she left her apartment in the huff. So these characters kind of have to live with the guilt of the way that they last interacted with that person, with Rue. But Yeah, Jules' story very, very brief in season 3.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like you said, they did. I could sit here and shit on it, but we've all talked about it before. They had what they had a limited hand. Some actors had certain time frames of this. I can only imagine what the availability was with Hunter Schafer. I can only imagine what or maybe not. Maybe it was all just like, maybe they just kind of, sidelined her, and that was the way the writing was set up. I'm going to go on the limb and say that, like, this was just what they were able to do with her. And I'll give a little bit of credit where credit's due. There's only so much you can do if the actress is only available X amount of time. There's only with most of the cast besides Zendaya once, briefly.
Yeah. And maybe I'm misremembering season 2 a little bit, but
it's been a while.
Hunter Schafer, Jules' character was so compelling. So much surrounded her. Season 1, she was the catalyst for everything.
She's kind of the anchor of the whole show in a way.
Yeah, and it just seems like her character, because you introduced Dominic Fike in the second season, and they form this little throuple with Rue, and her character gets a little, I don't want to say diluted, but we just see less of her each season. And you can say this, maybe not the same about Nate. He was still integral in season 2, but obviously didn't have as much this season. Again, a unique season, but
I do wonder with those two characters specifically if the passing of like Eric Dane and where his health was, like his character is like so important to both those characters.
Right.
I just wonder if like with his failing health, they were just like, oh, a lot of what we were going to do, we couldn't do.
Right.
So instead, you're gonna be trying to build an apartment complex and
well, I think
painting.
I think that kind of sums up this show. This kind of that what you just said, Micah, sums up the season of the show in general. A lot of things we wanted to do or we were going to do, we could not do. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
I guess we talked about this for a while. I guess we want to talk about final shootout, right? I mean, that's kind of where it all comes down. My boy Ali pulls up to. By the way, that BBL kid he got looked terrible.
It's a matter of opinion.
I know,
Ryan.
No, I know, man. I thought that was the point they were trying to make. Like, they really focused on that because she just came back from Mexico.
Right.
I thought the point was it was supposed to look a little janky.
Right.
I don't know. It's just kind of funny. I was just laughing. I was like,
for a prosthetic, it looked incredible.
Honestly. You know what? That's an excellent point, Mike. For a movie effect,
Seamless.
It looked great.
I could not tell
where the butt
began and where it ended.
That's incredible.
And then Ali's like, I want to see that manager.
Yeah.
Which is like just a crazy thing to do.
So Maddie's in the other room with Alamo. Bishop, literally walks Alamo to this back room. Basically takes off his clothes for his boss, like takes his gun holster, everything. Alamo goes in the room with Maddie to what you assume is have sex with her and take her money. Okay. But he's having a conversation about how, I don't know, what did you guys think about that? His last little conversation with Maddie about how pussy runs his life.
I think it's true. I mean, like because we get the backstory of his mom.
Yeah.
And how he low-key hates women and distrusts them. And then that led him to like aggressively exploit them. I mean, it's still like everything you do is because of your mom. And trying to either get it back or get one up on various people, or I guess in this case, like women and all that stuff. It's still being controlled,
Yeah.
I thought it was pulling on your leash. It's like,
yeah,
you might have the dog in the collar, but he's dragging you along.
Yeah, he's in control. Yeah. I was trying to remember the conversation. I'm sorry, it's been a little while since I watched it. So yeah, keep talking, Eric. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just thought it was, to Micah's point, an interesting kind of conversation and character arc, because we've seen Alamo. He's the big bad. We see him for what he is. He based, in all thoughts of the word, he won this season. He beat everyone. Talk about like his last line in that his backstory is just like he's never gonna let a woman pull one off on him, do one exactly. And kind of in that situation I brought up earlier where he's holding all the cards, he beats not physically beats, but like wins out the situation against every woman that's he's come in contact with him in his situation. Like he beats Lori, he kills Rube indirectly, and he's got Maddie under his foot.
Right.
So he's kind of run, and obviously he's made a career out of, buying, selling women. So this guy he's talking about how pussy runs his life, and then, they're having that unique conversation when Ali walks in his JROTC finest.
Yep. He demands to see Alamo.
Yep.
Starts popping dudes until he gets to see Alamo Brown.
Yeah, rest in peace to
I don't know
Marshawn.
I forget. Yeah, R.I.P. to him. I didn't realize. It caught me off guard. I guess I should have known just off watching season that was a two-way mirror or whatever, or something like that. Because when Alamo looks up at the bison or with a bull or whatever, and I'm like, oh, he's going down there. And then it cuts to Ali getting getting shot from behind.
Yeah,
and then it's just Alamo standing there, and I'm like, oh fuck, I thought that was a different floor.
Literal bull. A bull's head, he's going where's Alamo? And then hit him with the bull swarm, knocks him over. I'm like, all right, we're being real on the nose of the visual storytelling. But then we get for a season that's pretty much all a Western in itself. Yeah. We
Western shootout, big.
Get a Western shootout.
I thought it was shot pretty well. Like I said, if Sam Levinson trying to be like, hey, yo, I could do some Tarantino nonsense. And that's a nonsense, but it was it looked good. I thought there were a lot of cool shots, very classic Western I don't want to call them tropes, just kind of stylization things. The classic you get the cut of the bullets, the turn, shoot, and then you cut to the hallway. Someone flying across out of the room. They did a lot of that. He had a lot of the, I don't know who did it first, but he did a lot of the rack focus, where it would go from the tip of the gun back to the person, or vice versa. I thought it looked great. I think we've all been in agreement. This season has always looked tremendous. Oh, this shootout looked great. Watching it.
I agree. Shout out to I just looked up. I tried to look up Alamo's actor. He was great as a villain. I love this Western, this Western villain, big bad persona. I'd love to see him in more stuff.
What is his name?
You have seen him in more stuff.
What is he in?
He's
been around.
He's just always been much skinnier.
Smaller.
And he wears his weight so incredibly well. He doesn't look the same, but he's
been everywhere, bro. Holy fuck.
He's just always been jacked. It's just that you're no one.
He looks heavier than he was. Yeah, man. I'm looking at this dude.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, he's been around.
You are right.
He was on Lost.
He's a familiar face.
Materials too.
He's quite
that motherfucker was Killer the Croc. That dude was Killer Croc in the 2016 Suicide Squad.
Dude, he's
holy
a working
shit
actor.
That man has been. Yeah, I was gonna say, bro. This dude has been working. All right, cool. He was on 29 episodes of Lost.
That's crazy.
He's got the classic in the Bourne Identity. He's a character named Wombosi. It's he's an African bad guy.
I remember him. Yeah. No, he's the guy that Matt Damon's holding the gun against his head.
Oh yeah,
that causes the whole thing.
Oh, literally starts
that's
it.
Crazy. You're right.
Mind blowing. Yeah, wow.
So much
like you said, Micah, he is the definition of a working actor. This man has just been in roles. Yeah, that's crazy.
Good for him for getting I mean, so he sets up this whole standoff with Ali. Gives him a whole speech about. I don't even really remember his speech, to be honest. It's a cool scene, but basically sets it up where they're going to draw when the bottle goes to the end of the table, drops off. Alamo, having gotten his gun back from Bishop, tries to shoot early. We see him. He no honor, tries to shoot. It doesn't work. His famous last words are I'll see you in hell, motherfucker. And then he's looking at Bishop. I'll see you in hell, motherfucker. And then Ali blasts him 3 times.
Pretty cool.
Kingdom Come.
Pretty cool.
Cool end. I thought it was cool for Ali. He's kind of still an honorable guy. He was gonna. Dave and I were just like, yeah, this is a revenge arc. You went in there not thinking you were gonna live.
Yeah, worked out pretty well.
Mission, I'm surprised you didn't just bop Ali right there. But Bishop, before he gave the gun back to Alamo, had taken the bullets out. You'd also seen him look at the snake, which was he told that whole story to Rue about this snake was I like he gave this whole long speech about the snake and a stripper and how the snake, it was eyeing up the stripper because it wanted to eat her like a bigger meal. It stopped eating like rats and stuff she was feeding her because it wanted to eat her. And it's always just like, I think at this point at the end, it was like, you don't know who's eyeing you up to eat you. And so, how did you guys feel about that betrayal by Bishop?
I liked it. I thought
he was, it does make,
what a fun twist.
Yeah. Remember we said when the first episode came out, do you remember when Rue goes to Alamo's facility and it shows Bishop and that other guy who I think is dead now? And we talked about the importance of them seems higher than we think. And as the season went on, the way Bishop was lurking, like you just like, I'm not saying it was like a shock, but like you knew he was queuing up for something more. And I think obviously I say foreshadowing is pretty heavy handed. The snake thing you just talked about, like it's fun. You had to know that something was going to betray him in the end. Yeah. And at that point, we were running out of people to do it. So
yeah, I don't know if I thought he was gonna be betrayed. Honestly, I think the betrayer was like obviously it was like Rue who was doing it.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's true.
That's
Rue
was. How I saw it.
I guess you could argue that Rue was going to be betrayed. You could make the snake allegory to her, or like to her being the one being sized up. I don't know. Yeah.
You'd seen like other little things hinting at Bishop's betrayal, where like obviously him and Maddie situation, he clearly very subtly didn't approve of what was going on. And he also, another scene where, remember when Alamo is like scaring the shit out of that smaller kid on his team and makes him like pee himself, like Bishop the whole time he's cutting to him and he's like not liking it. Yeah. Like he's clearly like eyeing up Bishop, and betrays him in the end. And something we left out was like Ali said that Rue sent him. So it was Rue getting her lick back in the end. And then, I mean, so rest in peace to
R.I.P.
Rest in peace is Alamo Brown. The series, we don't have any thoughts, the series ends with Ali going to the same homestead that Rue happened upon at the beginning of the season, that religious family, and him having like a last meal, kind of saying goodbye to Rue, maybe giving her peace. We see Rue's spirit sitting at the table.
Also implies she was reincarnated as a cow.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I mean that's fine. And then also the one girl with like iPhone face. Like, what was the deal there? Were they churning butter together, or like what's happening?
Yeah.
Why was she so affected?
She was very affected. I thought that too. Maybe because we don't really see how much time she spent there.
She dropped her off at like the bus stop at the beginning of the season. I don't really
remember but could have been a little bit of a loving or something, churning butter.
I can't wait to go back to my homestead. It's like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Who's homestead?
She's like, Ruby, how is she? Oh, she dead.
Oh, she dead. Yeah.
No.
She just looks so different. It's like, who's got like a random hot daughter in the
she got the. She's like, I'm just Amish. Never been out anywhere outside of.
No, we don't wear makeup or do anything.
Yeah. So
I have perfected blue steel.
Father, what is this iPhone you speak of?
I don't have a phone. All I have is Bible.
All is God.
So the moral of the season is find God, or God will find you.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, Micah, you talk. I mean, that's the series. That's the season. Micah talked about it a little bit earlier. Yeah. What do you guys think about this season, the whole context of the show? Like in comparison,
rank them quickly.
Oh man, I don't know. Season 1 is number 1, right?
Yeah,
sure. To me, I think it's 1, 3, 2, for me.
Yeah, I did. I think I hated season 2 just a little more. Yeah.
The thing is, season 2 has like a peak episode in it.
It's crazy. Yeah, it really does. It has a couple, but I would put the COVID specials like off to the side, but in between 1 and 3.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
My thing about this show is like I didn't dislike this season. I just like kind of sitting here like what did I just see? What did I just watch? Ultimately, did it feel like Euphoria? I don't know.
Kind of coming back to our first point of the marketing, but different. Like, does it make more sense knowing now this was the final season that it tonally was much different and much larger in scale? Like, does that make it?
I think it's just a unique situation. I don't really love or hate what I watched. I don't really love or hate the tone. I just think it's different. I think the show we got was a product of circumstance.
Yeah.
And I think they did a pretty good job with it. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again, but like it could have been a lot worse. I'll say that. I think they put a lot of effort into it, and I'll give them that. And I also like I gotta say visually, because Sam's shooting on film and stuff. I mean, man, this shit was popping.
Great.
Shit was Micah, what'd you think, man? Give me a little bit.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, all right, wait.
Yeah. So that's Euphoria.
We did it.
We did it.